basketball.
It's time to strap in and get ready. The Insight NBA team is in the arena, bringing you the ultimate play-by-play on who's hot and who's not to help you win your leagues and dominate your mates. You're now hooping with your hosts, Matty G, Skiddy, and Mally for the Insight NBA show.
Hello and welcome to the Inside NBA show. I am your host this evening, Skiddy IFS, where you can find me on Twitter and all those good things. And tonight I am joined with the big horse.
Hey, mate. How good is this? The duo are back together. It's not AFL, it's NBA, but we watch it almost just as intently, don't we?
Bloody oath, mate. We do what we do to make sure that everyone gets through the best of their NBA weeks. And this is where we do our special work, mate. This is where we do our Pimp My Guys segment, where we take guys that are underperforming in your team and we stick a rocket up their ass to make sure that they reach their full potential. It's just what we do. We do it in AFL. We do it in NBA. Apparently our powers can still go across to the United States, but it still all works for us, Horse.
Yeah, well, your Pimp My Guys rocketing has helped some of my players this year. So from the Tennant Creek Big Horses in the I-League to you especially, thank you.
You're more than welcome. You did it 2 weeks ago, Horse, where you helped a couple of our guys skyrocket back up. I think Freddie Van Vliet was the man that you absolutely rocketed, and he went to 12th that week. So we don't miss very often. We've now gone, 20... It would be 26 players we've done so far this year. 24 of them have gone positive, and only 2 have gone down in the weeks following us sticking a rocket up in them, Horse. But where we get our powers, ladies and gentlemen, to do the rocketing, you might ask, how do you do it, Skiddy? How do you do it, Horse? Well, we do it because we have the Standard Squeeze as our number one day ones. They give 15% off anything in store, IFS 15. You go there, you can get this beautiful 4-in-1 that me and Horse have right now. Keeps your beers cold at night, coffee warm in the morning. Oh my God, Horse, I just can't go a day without it. And
I'll tell you what, mate, should this go out to the public on Friday, Black Friday, as it is known as in Australia, I only got off the phone to Ash, who's the owner of the Standard Squeeze, about an hour ago. They've got a massive sale, 50% off on Black Friday. So jump on the website. You get 50% off plus your extra 15% off with the IFS code. You'll be getting your products for near nothing. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking at getting the Standard Squeeze product, jump in, punch in the IFS code. There you go.
Bloody hell, how good is that, Horse? You are an absolute godsend. You can even get one of the squeezy cups that I've got up the back there. 4-in-1.
I thought you were about to point at your North Melbourne scarf. I'm like, I don't want one of them.
Bloody oath you do, mate, because we're back. Let's quickly have a look at the schedule coming up, Horse. So we have the 14-game Wednesday today. That means there is no games on tomorrow. Thank you, Thanksgiving. 10 games on Friday, 5 on Saturday. That is the day that we smack bang have a look at for streaming purposes, and then another 10 on Sunday. So can have a gander there. Have a look at what we want either side of that there, Horse. But, you know, we'll make that come to it, and I'm sure the boys will be here at the Inside Fantasy Sports Network. We'll be giving those extra little bits and pieces. You can check over G's one of his pickup players, him and Melly, 30 pickup players last night. So have a check out of that one. But, Horse, as you know, on Pimp My Guys, we like to keep ourselves accountable. So when we get stuff right, we like to say, yes, we did. Thank you very much. Where's my adulation? Gimme, gimme, gimme. But we will take very, very minor, you're an idiot, I don't like that.
Be better.
Do better. Yeah, we'll take a little bit of that, but we don't like it a lot. But either way, last week's changes. Trae Young owners, you are welcome. 122nd into 11th for the week. Damian Lillard owners, yeah, no worries there. 150 into second. Yusuf Nurkic, this is the highest that he's been all season. He was 208th last week. We got him to 98th this week. Kyle Kuzma, he is the second player on the I can't be helped list, along with D'Angelo Russell. So Kuzma and D'Lo are right firmly on that list. 213th last week to 251st this week, and he got injured today. So fantastic there, Kuzma. LeBron, 224th into 82nd, and Grady, Big Cock Dick, 288th into 212th following the injury. But, hey, Horse, it's another swing in the positive direction. That's what we like to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes with the likes of Kuzma, you can't teach stupid, can you? He just keeps jacking up stupid shots. He keeps doing things that he wants to do. What do you do if you've got him? Try and trade him for a can of Pepsi Max and a bag of chicken chips.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely considering doing that myself. I actually messaged the bloke in one of my leagues who dropped Kuzma at the start of the year, and I picked him up straight away. And I went, "Hey, mate, do you want him back? Because I'm not liking this. I don't want to borrow this crap anymore." But yeah, shout out to me for getting to double check my lineups, and I had DeAndre Ayton on the bench while Kuzma was in my starting position, so that sucked. I'm tired horse, but we can't keep going on that horse. We have to look forward into the future, and we have to try and pump these next set of guys up, horse. And there is a guy that is screaming for it right now, and we're going to have to go through it. That's Austin Reaves from the Los Angeles Lakers. For this season, he's 94th. This past week, he was 215th horse. 14 points per game, 2.5 rebounds, 3.3 assists, 1 steal, no blocks for the week, 2.33, so that's okay. Free throw percentage, though, is down at 62.5%. It's only on 2 shots a game, but still, we don't like that for Reavesy. 43 from the field, and then 2.3 turnovers. Horse, what are you seeing from Austin Reaves? What is the problem? Where can we find the solution?
Lots of not much. So we see the Lakers, they're looking to get the balls, because there's only one ball on the court, in the hands of Dalton Connect a little bit more, because he has been flat out shooting the rock really well. Then you've got LeBron, who's playing a bit of point forward at the moment. He's averaging quite a few assists per game. Not exactly sure of the exact number, but we also saw in today's game with the Lakers against the Spurs, point center Anthony Davis. He had 7 assists that went along with his 19 points and 14 boards. So the fact that the ball's not living in Reaves' hand, he's probably trying to force the issue a little bit, which is leading to a downturn in his percentages. But his free throw percentages, that's a big killer at the moment, because last year, for the majority of the season, he was averaging 88% from the line.
Yep. No, that's the big one there, horse, where his free throw percentages are now down. And I think you hit the nail on the head that they are more inclined to have the ball in LeBron and then Davis's hands. Because let's be honest, Reaves is a great three-point shooter and a great maestro, but he does a lot of his damage where he's able to have the ball in his hands one-on-one, draws fouls, gets these little midi push shots. That's where Reaves does it. And if he can't have the ball in his hands and ISO, then it just doesn't really work for him. I think that we can... It's a lot of just little bits. Like every stat of Austin Reaves has gone down this week. That's why it's hurting him so much for fantasy. If you're worried about Connect and D'Lo then off the bench because he's then taking the bench ball handling responsibilities, yeah, you'd definitely be looking at trading Reaves, but I don't think he's going to be this bad. I think we can still see the uptick in free throw percentage to come back.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I know. I just quickly on this as well. Dalton Connect must be having so much like, do they hate me? Do they love me? Because one week it's, oh my God, Dalton Connect, how did he fall to 17? Lakers got a steal. And the next one he shoots 7 points on 2 of 9 shooting. And they're like, oh my God, we have to trade him with D'Lo for anyone that we can. Just someone take, oh my God. He must be sitting there going, what is going on here?
It's the classic La La Land that is the Los Angeles basketball community.
And you know what we always say here on the Inside Fantasy Sports Network? The Lakers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in case. Let's give it to him. Fuck the Lakers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to our next guy. Seriously needs a rocket. I know he's got a little bit of injuries this week, but still, don't have to see bad stuff from Demar DeRozan. He's been fantastic on the year. 47th. Ranked in the last week at 225. Points, rebounds, assists. All around the same as that he's been averaging all season. Steals are down at 0.7, blocks at 0.3, not good. Did not hit a 3. Free throw percentage, though. This is where we need Demar to be Demar. And he's only at 66%, and that's at 6 free throws a game, horse. Field goal percentage at 44, which is normally around 50 for the year, and turnovers at 1.7. Are we worried about Demar, or do you reckon it's just injury bug that we just need to nip in the ass?
He's been fairly consistent for a while now, but this signing still puzzles me a little bit, Skiddy, because you've got the 1-2 combo of Sabonis and Fox, which for me is up there in the top 5 or 6 in the NBA. You got Sabonis who can work the low post. You got Fox when he's hot. He's just He's so fast. He can get to the rim. His pull-up jump shot's a lot nicer now. But then the ball stops in DeRozan's hands. So almost when he gets it, he goes to work in the mid-range. And if his mid-range shot isn't falling, not much else happens outside of that. So while the points, the assists, the rebounds are staying the same, yeah, the percentages are down a little bit. I reckon this is probably more of what we're to expect for DeRozan for the year.
Yeah, I can see that, but not at this level. I don't think that's that's the caveat. Like, we see the field goal come back up, we see the free throw come back up, and I think that we can sit there pretty happily. We're not going to be expecting 225 for Demar, but I think 47, especially him averaging 1.5 steals, which he hasn't done in years. Ever. I think that's probably a little bit too much.
Temper your expectations. I'd say top 80 for DeRozan.
I think top 80 is pretty much right too. Yeah. And then I agree that later on in the season, we're going to see a lot more of the Kings just going back to that Sabonis and Fox 1-2 combo. Then Malik Monk being that flamethrower off the bench. Only one ball on the court each time, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, he's the guy that's got a lot of balls because he wants to punch out everyone that he can. That's Draymond Green. And I hope I don't get in trouble for... no, he knows if he needs a pump up, he needs a pump up. That's where it is. This could have almost been a lot worse if it wasn't for today's game, Horse, because he had a ripper today, but God, I think he was 339th prior to that game today. And now he's 235th for the season. He's 131st. Points we're never going to be expecting much out of Draymond, so that's at 7 for the week. 8.5 rebounds, good. 6.8 assists, good. But 0.5 steals, 0.8 blocks. That's where we need to see come up on the season. He's at 0.9 and 1.1, so they're both down. 1.53. The field goal and free throws are absolutely fucking horrendous this week. 33% from the free throw line. Granted, it's only on it's on 3 attempts a game, so not huge. And then the field goal at 32% at 7 attempts a game. Still, don't want to be saying that from one of you guys because those percentages are ass.
Draymond, I know you watch the show. Look me in the eye when I'm talking to you. Weak as piss. Be better. You were terrible this week. Your shot looks terrible. Fix it. Be a better bloke. But I think the Golden State Warriors are trending in the right direction. We saw Steph Curry. He was out today with a little bit of knee soreness. They ran an 11-man rotation today. Yeah, he played better today because no Steph Curry. The ball lived in his hands a little bit more. But again, his value, like we know he's going to get his stocks. He was down a little bit this week, but that'll come back. Yep. His value is when his shot's falling. That's the difference between him being a top 60 to 65 player and a top 100 to 120 player.
Yeah, I mean, it's not much for the points per game, but it's nice when you do see that 15 points or so out of Draymond. That's right. The assists, they're up this week, so that's good. That's where we want to see them stay. If they drop back down, then that's where we start to get pissy at Draymond because we know that he's so good at the assist from that point forward center type position. So hopefully he can keep that up because they are actually up this week, Horse. His rebounds and assists, rebounds are up up to 8.5 from 6.4, and his assists are up to 6.8 from 5.9. So we want to see them up. We just need the percentages to come back up with them, and then to get his defensive stats to come back up as well. It's not too much to ask, is it?
No, and he's a tough guy, but you need to rock it up, yeah? Be better.
Yeah, that's all right, and that's what we do here. So we just keep getting rockets. Let's go over to, New York. God, this guy needs an absolute rocket. People would have taken him, hopefully not as high as last year, but still probably around that 60s, 70s, and that's Mikal Bridges. Season, currently he's 101st, and for the week, 246th for Mikal Bridges. God, I'd feel bad if you spent a high pick on him. Points, 13.7, down from 15.9. Rebounds, 3.3. They're down from 3.8. Assists, God, 2 per game. Down from 3.3, but still it's down. And then where we need him to make a bit of bread and butter for us, if he's not going to get the usage on offense, get some defensive stats. But no, 0.3 steals, 0.3 blocks. At least he's hitting 2.3 threes. But God, I can just get that off the wire. He didn't take a free throw this week, so at least he didn't hurt you negatively, I guess. But field goal percentage at 34, absolute shithouse. Horse, are we starting to get worried about how Mikal is just not a full part of this offense, or are we still just thinking that he's making his way, still getting a used to it? Because it's not like, Karl Anthony Towns, you set a pick, you step back, you watch Brunson give you the ball, you shoot a three. It's pretty easy for him. While maybe it's a little bit harder for Bridges to get involved in the offense.
Brooklyn won that trade hands down.
Mm.
Definitely sold high. Geez, they got some draft picks out of this. I think that he's turned into a role player. He's down a little bit.
Ooh.
He's down a little bit at the moment, but he's just a role player along the likes of OG Anunoby and these sorts of players at New York. He's not a frontline player. We've known that. It's the Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns show. Yep. We've known that for a long time. Josh Hart has been playing unreal this year. He's been playing some solid basketball. OG, he's really hit his straps lately. He had a 38-point game only a couple of days ago. But Mikal Bridges, he needs to lock in defensively. And from defense, like other sports, from defense, offense will come. So once those stocks come back up, his shot will keep dropping. The last, 3 or 4 years, he's been the best corner three shooter in the league. He's down a little bit at the moment. That'll come back.
Yeah, let's hope so. That's one of the main ones too. I mean, look, when we do say about Mikal Bridges, obviously the on-ball defensive pressure that doesn't accumulate into fantasy stats. Yes, he's very, very good at that, but we need fantasy stats. So
that's right.
When we're talking, when also saying he's down defensively, he's talking about defensive stats, which is what we need. Yes, we're not going to bring in how good he is as a non-ball defender. New York Knicks fans piss off. But you're right, Horse. He's not that main guy on offense anymore. He's not that star player. He couldn't do it in Brooklyn. Maybe he's taking a little bit to get involved more in the offense, but still, come on. Come on, Mikal. Give us something to work with at least. Speaking of someone that's moved teams that needs to figure out how the hell to play offense again, Donte DiVincenzo has absolutely no idea what he's doing in Minnesota. He has gone from an absolute star in New York last season, where he was the 62nd ranked player, 15 3-3, 3.5 threes, 1.3 steals per game, shooting well, good percentages. To this crap that we have to put up with this year in Minnesota. 253rd for the season, for the week, 204 for the season. So that's dog shit. 7.5 points, 2.3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.3 steals, which is fantastic. So let's not worry about that. That's good. 0.3 blocks, 1.8 threes, 50% free throw percentage. 50% for a guy that was 84 2 years ago. Field goal at 34, where he was at 44 last year, and then 2.5 turnovers. Horse, he's off the bench in Minnesota, but goddamn, he is doing my absolute nutting if he doesn't pull his finger out.
He just doesn't fit with that offense. I've watched Minnesota a little bit, and he doesn't fit, and I feel like he's going to be on the move.
I feel like their whole offense doesn't bloody fit because it's Randall gets the ball, holds it for 17 seconds, and then either Dick passes it to one of his teammates or takes some bullshit shot, or then they just go, Ant, please do it. But Donte's shots are wide, and these are shots that he was eating for num last year in New York, and now he cannot hit it at all. Cannot at all, and it's really frustrating.
Yeah, I think it's a confidence thing, and again, confidence comes with chemistry, and there's a lack of chemistry with the T-Wolves at the moment. We saw the other day where Randall had the ball, Gobert had a nice seal in the post. He didn't get the ball, cracked the shits, then got a 3-second call against him. It's just not clicking in Minnesota at the moment.
Jeez, I wonder how much more Anthony Edwards can be able to put up with this bullshit, because there'd be so many. Every team in the NBA would want a bit of Anthony Edwards on their side. But
if Mikal Bridges is worth 5 first, Edwards is worth about 15.
Woo! Imagine, God, golly, wow, but Donte, for you, mate, come on, you're better than this. We all have seen it. You are way better than this. You've got the platform. You've got the ball in your hand more here in Minnesota. Minutes were up this week too, Horse. Minutes were up, an extra minute that he's had all season. Hopefully he can start to get that continuity and we can get the best out of Donte DiVincenzo.
For sure.
Woo! Horse, I know this one hits a little bit close to home. For me, for a couple of our boys, shout out Matrix. Desi bloody Bane, and I know the boys in our punters club wants an absolute rocket up this bloke. Ranked 324th. Season 145th. So he's come down an absolute shitload because of how piss poor he's played the last week, and I'm actually going to say probably the last week and a half, last 2 weeks. The worst part about it is this has been without Ja. Like, he should be playing better without Ja. Like, I don't understand, but each to their own. Hopefully, maybe he's carrying an injury. Hopefully, he's going to be able to get through it. But goddamn, this has been horrible. Horse, 7.7 points from a guy that's averaging 14.5. Rebounds are at 7, which is good. So that's a little bit up. Assists, 3.7 down. Steals are down to 0.3 from 0.8. Blocks are up, surprisingly, which is nice at 0.7. So that's okay. 3-pointers from a guy that we tout as such a good 3-point shooter. 1.8 on the season. Last year, he was at 3.3. This last week, 0.7 threes made. Free throws are down at 700. He was at 87 last year. What the hell's going on, Desi? Field goal percentage, 25 horse on 9 shots a game. He was at 46 last year and 3 turnovers per game. Oh, mate, he is absolutely mauling fantasy owners.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your buy low candidate of the year.
Oh, my God.
Whoever's got him in your league, send him a message. Just butter him up a little bit. Ask him how their day's going, what their plans are for the weekend. Offer him a tin even. And then go, what's your asking price for Bane?
Yep.
Because right now it is about as low of a point is what you're going to get him for the season, because he will improve. He will be better. We've known him to bounce back. We saw before he got injured, there were 2 games where he nearly had a triple-double. So we know the talent's there. Like, he was a top 40 player 2 years ago before he got injured last year as a top 35 player. Like, he was really rolling.
33 last year he was ranked per game, 36th the year prior to that, and then 36th the year prior to that. So he's been top 40 the last 3 years.
Yep. Buy low candidate of the year, ladies and gentlemen. Go and get him.
He doesn't have Ja playing with him. How has he been this bad? Like, even when he nearly got that triple-double, he still only scored, he scored piss all and had shocking percentages again. I don't understand. The oblique injury at the start of the year has to be the problem. I cannot think. I can't have any other reason that a player of this caliber, that this good, is playing like this bad. Like, bloody hell. I hope Desi Bane's able to bounce back. I really bloody do. And,
he will. He will.
Yeah. I agree. Horse, before I get into would you buy or would you hold, I just got to do a quick shout out. Jordan Clarkson, 391st this week, Horse.
Wow.
Pretty good effort by him. He's down here with KJ Simpson, Isaiah Collier, Enrique Freeman. I'm going to have to start mentioning who was statistically the worst rated player for fantasy each week, just so we know. Enrique Freeman for the Indiana Pacers played 5 minutes this week, per game this week, averaged 1.5. Oh, he shot 50% from the field and 20% from the free throw line. That's pretty bloody good effort to shoot 20% for a week.
Are we going to call it the Donte Porter Award?
Yes, we bloody will.
Yes, we will.
This week's Donte Porter Award goes to Enrique Freeman from the Indiana Pacers. Hey. All right, Horse, let's go on to would you hold or would you sell? Austin Reaves.
Holding.
I like it. Yeah, it can't keep being this bad. I think that's the right call. Demar DeRozen, Horse.
Borderline sell.
Right. And what point to what category of player would you be selling?
If you can get a top 80 player back for DeRozan, I'm selling him.
Oh, I like that from you, Horse. Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. I mean, look, 47th for the year, but let's not forget that's including 1.5 steals, which DeRozan does not do. So I like that, Horse. You get top 80. Yeah, I would take that for DeMar as well. Obviously, there's not many people outside of the top 80 that can score the way that DeMar does, but still, I'd be on board with that. Draymond Green, Horse.
You're holding.
Oh, holding. Yep. Right. What if I gave you a top 100 player back?
Depends what sort of build that you're rocking with.
So good. I could not agree more. If you need the defensive stats, you grab him. But if you need to rely on your points to win, there's no goddamn chance you're taking Dre.
You're getting rid of him. Yeah.
Beautiful call there. Mikal Bridges.
Sell.
Ooh, top 100?
Yeah, I reckon you can still get top 80 for him because of there have been patches this year where his shot has dropped and he has looked good. He has been bad the last probably week and a half. So there is still a little bit of value there, and owners are going to want something back in return for him. But I think if you can get between a 60 and 80 player back, I think that you're doing pretty well.
I'd 100% take a 60 A-rate player for Mikal Bridges. Just give me something. Give me something. Speaking of give me something, Donte DiVincenzo.
Sell.
So if you had him, let's say 12-man team, would you still be holding him or would you be considering a drop?
I'd be dropping him.
Oh, damn, cutting ties like that. Whoo,
what is he apart from, like, if you've got a build that's punting wins, then sure, hold on to him.
Here's my thing though: if he wasn't averaging 1.3 steals and being an actual good source of steals each and every game to be able to rely upon that, yeah, I would. But he's got that to. That's why I'm hanging on by the balls with him and really have the hopes that he's able to pull his finger out and be better.
Okay.
How about Desmond Bane?
He is the buy low of the year. Player right here. If you've got him, I think you've got to hold him. Like, he's been shit. Like, he's been ordinary. But he will be better. But if you do own him, be warned, there will be people in your league that'll be sniffing around.
And all of yous, get out of my DMs. I'm not selling Bane yet. All right, I'm getting.
Oh, you've got him.
I've got him in one league, and I'm not happy about it. But that's all right. I think he almost might still be on the IR, and I might have dodged this whole bad week. But that's all right.
Yeah, good.
All right, Horse. Thank you very, very much for joining me this evening on Pimp My Guys, mate. Hopefully, we've helped a lot of you people out as well. You beautiful bastards. That when your players have been a lot, really down this week or haven't been underperforming. Hopefully we're going to be able to build them up, bounce them back this week. Hopefully they're all going to be in for big weeks and you're going to be able to win your fantasy matchups. Horse, do you want to quickly give me a rundown on BBL?
There is heaps going on. We've just gone through each team in the BBL, going through statistical data, bats, bowls, keepers, and all-rounders for your Supercoach side. There's an updated injury list that is exclusive to our Patreon members. We've only got about 2.5 weeks until the first ball is bowled in the BBL 14. With some big injury news, we're not sure whether Maxi's going to be right. Bo Webster's been called into the test squad as well, who's priced at about 160K, who would be very, very relevant. Jamie Overton's been bowling as well. There's plenty of news, all exclusive in our Patreon.
Love that from you, Horse. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been another week of Pimp My Guys. Hopefully all the rockets go up nicely and you guys have a great week. We'll see you again next week.
See